Hey guys, Lonnie back again. As you can tell, we're out here in the shop. We're fixing to do another real quick build. This is another how-to build. We are going to build a tube bender. We're fixing to get geared up to build a go-kart, an off-road go kart. So I'm needing a tube bender. And instead of paying the really expensive prices for the ones that are already built, I'm going to build my own. I bought a set of plans off of the internet at GotTrikes.com. I'll show it to you right here. This is the air over hydraulic tube bender, and as you can see, that's what it'll look like when I get done. I have already bought the hydraulic over there. It's an 8-ton air over hydraulic from Harbor Freight. And we're jumping right into this video, so I'm not going to give you no measurements or anything, but we are going to build what's called the swing arm system. As you can see right there, well, it's quick, but here we go. This is basically what we're going to build right here. I've already got my 3" by 1.5" metal that we're going to use. We've got to cut 2 pieces, and then I've got to drill some holes. The plans come with some templates that you can glue onto your metal. What I plan on doing is getting these cut to length, and then I'll tack weld them together, and then I'll put them through the bandsaw, and we'll cut it all at once. That way both ends are completely 100% at the same length. Then we're going to get the template, we're going to cut it out, and we are going to use some 3M tape, or glue, I'm sorry. It's the rattle can glue. That's what we're going to use to put on here, and then we're going to use some hole saws over in the drill press over there to drill the holes. It's got to have 6 holes drilled through this, different sizes. So the reason why I need a tube bender is a lot of folks will say, well, you could go to Harbor Freight and get a tube bender. That is not a tube bender. That's a pipe bender. And the reason why there's a difference is, let me get one of these dies here. Okay. So what we're going to be using on this build is 1.5" tubing. It is 14 gauge. And I'll set this die up here. This is a pipe bending die. Okay, this is an 1.5" pipe bending die. This is an 1.5" tube. If you'll notice, look how much slop is inside of that. When you try to bend this, the problem you run into is it wants to kink the pipe, or the tube rather, I'm sorry. And with all the slop that's inside of here with this, it allows it to kink and then spread out. So that's not going to work. So this is the reason why we are building a tube bender. The most expensive part of this project is going to be the die. You can buy them online, you'll find it. But this one calls for a 105 die. So that's the die that we're going to get. I'll have a, it'll be an 1.5" die with a 5" CLR, which is center line radius. It'll work perfect for what I'm trying to do. So let me go ahead and get all this cut, and we'll come back when I've got it all glued on here and we're drilling the holes. Okay, as you can see here, I've got them cut. I've got them stacked on top of each other. I've got them 100% squared with each other, top and bottom, so they're perfectly lined up. So what I'm fixing to do now is I'm going to put about 6 tacks, 2 on each corner, and then 2 in the middle. Well, we'll do 2 here also and 2 here, so there'll be a total of 10, I'm sorry, tacks with the welder. That way, when I take this template and glue it onto here, I know that these pieces are not going to move. I'll be able to start drilling out the holes. So let me get this tacked up here and we'll come back. we got the template sitting on there. I took some acetone, cleaned up the metal real good. I put the template on there. I've got it all completely squared up. What we're going to use is some of this stuff right here. It's just basically some spray glue. We'll put some on the other side of it. We'll move it around to where we want it and let it set just for a second, and then we're going to center punch every one of these holes and get them drilled out. Alright, what we have here is a project. Now, I have got these holes all drilled out. Got them all lined up, as you can tell. I even got the bottom one. I've got this spaced out up here. I will tell you this is 3" by 1/2 inch. This is also 3" by 1/2 inch. You will cut I'll tell you this one, you'll cut a 3" by 3" block of a 1/2 inch. Put it in there and weld it. That's what we're fixing to do. I've got it all clamped up, made sure it's squared. So I'm fixing to weld both these sides. As you can see, I beveled it so I can get a good weld inside of there. And no, it is not sticking out. As you can see, it's completely flush. It just has a really good bevel on it. So let me get this welded and we'll come right back. Alright, there you have it. As you can see, I've got the swing arm made. Everything lines up perfectly. All the holes. Got that welded in, and I ground the back side down. It's all completely flush. Rounded off all the corners just for aesthetic. Trying to make it look a little fancier. I also laid down beads inside of it, so it ain't going nowhere. This will most of the time sit like that right there. This is your pivot point. This is where the die will go through here. This is where you'll stick your pin for each time the die rolls forward. You'll reposition your pin so you can get a sharper bend. The jack will be down here, and what it'll do is it'll push forward, push it up. This in turn lets the die pull the pipe through. So far, that's what that looks like. That's the swing arm of it. Alright, now that we've got the swing arm complete, what we're going to do is we're going to start working on the framing of it. As you can see here, I've got some parts cut out already. I'll open up the book here and I'll show you what we're fixing to start, what these will become. This piece here, there's actually two of them here. These are going to be the mounting point for the bottom side of that jack. And as you can see, that's what it'll look like when we get done. I've got to drill a hole through that. And then these four pieces here is going to turn into the support for the bottom of the jack. What it is, you can see it's a box, and these bolts, this bolt hole here will run through the jack, and then I believe the bottom bolt here, it'll have another hole on this piece over here to the side. It will run through the triangle piece here that will be welded to the bottom of the frame. Right now what we have mocked up inside of the drill press here, I'll show you. These are the top points for the top of the jack up there that we mounted up to the top of the frame. And as you can see, what we're doing over here is anytime I use a hole saw, I try to do a pilot bore first. So I used a 1/8 inch drill bit, went down through it first. I've got this all clamped down, and we're fixing to drill. I'm using a hole saw. We're going to use a 1 inch hole and go all the way through this metal here. Then we will round the corners off just for aesthetic purposes. So let me get that done and we'll come back. We're through the first layer. I will go ahead and tell you, this is 5/8 thick metal. Alright guys, here we are, we're at the bandsaw. All I've done is just made a plate for this. So when I stand it up, I can use this. These are the top mounting brackets for the jack, for the shaft. It'll have a pin. This is a 1-inch bore. It'll have a pin go through here. The jack will be here. It'll go through that and then through this side also. As you can see, I've scored some lines. And I'm going to cut these right here, and then I'm going to go to the belt sander and shape this as an oval, just for aesthetics. This is the one that I just about messed up on. I read the thing wrong, and as you can see, I started to bore a 1-inch hole here, but I stopped myself just in time. So we're going to go ahead and start with this one, and we'll get both of them done. As you can see, got both pieces cut here, just like that. So I'll get the other one cut, this one here. Then we'll go to the belt sander, and all I'm going to do is just shape it, and we'll come back. Alright. Alright. As you can see here, I've got this all mocked up here, got it clamped into place. Took my machinist square. As you can tell, I've got it 100% squared on both sides here, all around. These 3 sides for here, up around the top, and then down here. I'm not worried about the back side just yet. I'll take the clamp off, flip it around, and we'll get this squared up. But I want to show you something real quick. This is 2.5 inch by 3 inch, or 2.5 inch by 1/2 inch thick, I'm sorry. And you see what I've done here? I've just ran it through the belt sander here, and yes, both sides do have a groove in it where I ground down. That way I can get a good weld and real good penetration inside of this. I did it on both ends, as you can see. What we'll do is we'll get a good tack on all 4 corners, and then we will get a really good weld on it also. So let me get this tacked into place and we'll come back. Alright guys, we're fixing to weld these down through here solid. this is a different day. This is actually the next morning. I got the other parts done. We're going to start working on the framing. As you can see, I've got this is actually 2x2 by 1/4 inch steel. I picked up 20 feet of it. And I will say this stuff is a little expensive right now with the steel prices being up. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a couple of these cut so we can make, let me see, we're going to make that front or that top part right there. It's got all the holes in it. So we got to cut 2 of these, so let's get them cut. Got these all marked, and I've already got them center punched. There's 8 holes here. We gotta drill these out. There's gonna be, it'll be a 7/8 hole. So let me get drill press set up, and we'll get busy. Guys, just a real quick tip. This is 2x2 by 1/4 inch square tubing. It does have a welded seam down it, so I would recommend that when you're drilling a hole, drill with your welded seam up top, especially on your hole saws or your drill bits. That way, whenever you puncture through and it's hitting the bottom side, it's not trying to hit that weld seam. You've already got that out of the way. There you go. Got all 16 holes drilled. Now what we're fixing to do is we're going to put the pivoting point onto the arm here. I've already got this beveled on both ends, both edges. We're going to clamp this down to the table, get it squared up. We'll get it tacked in place and welded. Same thing with this one here. It'll turn out looking like that right there. So let me get that done and we will come back. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got the two up arms, I've got the swing arm complete. Now we're going to start working on the bottom of the frame. We are going to start building this part right here, the very bottom. So again, I've got some 2x2 by 1/4 inch up in the up on the work table, fixing to get ready to cut it. So let me get these pieces cut here and then we'll come back. There you go. That is everything that is going to make up the whole frame system. You got your uprights right there. Then you have, those are your adjustable legs right there that'll slide in and out. That is the pieces that will go inside of those pieces, or on the outside of that. That'll have, I'm going to tap that with a 3/8 thread. These are the bottom frame pieces. That is a bottom frame piece, and that one is a bottom frame piece. These two are your upright pieces. That's your upright piece, and that one right there is also your upright piece. This piece here is what's going to be added on the inside of the bottom frame to help hold the jack mount on the bottom. We'll start putting this together and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're going to start by, we're going to lay it out and you'll see exactly this is going to be the bottom portion of the frame. So, these are your bottom pieces here. These are your side legs. This goes just like this. Just like that. And then these two pieces will go on the outside here, just like this, which will allow these legs to slide in and out of it. Just like that. So you kind of get the gist of it. What I'll do now is I'll get all this clamped down and then get it squared up, and I'm going to start welding it. next we're going to build the diagonal piece. How this will be is just like this. Right here. Just like this. That is how that will go. Just like that. So, let's spin this back around. Alright guys, sorry about that. I didn't know that the camera had ran out of memory. Got it all cleared out. Good to go. These are your upright pieces. This is where your die is going to sit. So, we're getting everything all squared up here. Alright guys, as you can see, we've got it kind of tacked into place here. Now we're fixing to start welding it solid. folks, there you go. I got it done. I do plan on putting some caps over these and over these ones here. These will actually have a piece of angle iron on the back. The front will also have a piece of angle iron on the front, and I'll have some threaded casters on all four corners. It's pretty well done, other than waiting for my die. But I'll go ahead and give you a demonstration. That's about it right there. All you do is just loosen it off. I'll put a quick turn knob back here. And I'm going to figure out some kind of spring system or something. But for now, that'll work. I'll get you off the tripod and I'll give you a little bit of a walk around. There you go. You can loosen these, slide them back, make for easy storing, keep this thing up and out of your way. It is very, very heavy. I haven't gotten an official weight on it yet, but like I say, it is very heavy. Just sliding around on the table here is quite a task. All the welds did go pretty deep, I mean, as far as penetrating. So I know it's going to hold up, but I bought these plans off of GotTrikes.com. At the time of me buying them, they were $17.99. So if you're looking to purchase some, I would recommend going over there and getting some. These holes here are for different size dies, as well as these ones here also. You'll see as whenever I start to build the Off Road Go Kart, we will be using this. This is my main reason for building this, but I'm pretty sure this thing is going to come in pretty handy. I'll be able to build quite a bit of stuff. Just for wondering minds though, let me get a tape measure. And if you're wondering why I didn't give you measurements, it's because I feel it would be disrespect to the guy that created these. But I will tell you, it sits 31 inches tall, and it is, with the legs tucked in, 24.5 inches long by 19 and, well, 20 inches wide. So if you're wondering how big it is, there's your answer. That's about it though. I hope this video has helped y'all. Like I said, if you want the plans, go over to GotTrikes.com. I hope this video helps somebody that's trying to build one of these, or it inspires you to build one. Until next time, guys, God bless. Goodbye.